What's up, guys? Welcome to the Make It Happen podcast. I'm your host, Mr. Make It Happen himself. This is episode 6. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm joined here by my good friends Rhino, Jamel, Big Moody behind the boards. It's Thursday. Our last podcast a week ago was with celebrity chef and restaurant owner JR. That'll be releasing here soon. So that was our first guest. It was fun. But it's good to have my friends back that's my friend too. No shade to JR, but it's good to have my guys back on the couch. How's everybody doing? It's been a week since we last sat down and chopped it up. So what's going on?
Everything been good, man. You know, staying consistent with the gym.
I'm not losing no weight though.
For real?
It might have a little something to do with this.
Yeah.
Too much drink.
But I mean, I just think at this point, we're going to continue to do the challenge. But I think not get so caught up in the numbers of the days because we can be doing this the rest of the year.
That's basically what
I
you're saying.
definitely-
He did lost track. I had to message him and was like,
you know
bro,
what? Yeah,
It's day-
I definitely
it's
lost
day
track.
58.
This day
But
the whole-
I know we're doing the challenge, but this is not going to stop people. So even after the 100 days, it's going to be another 100. And it's
No,
gonna
we've
be
been going to
another
the
100
gym pretty consistently most of our
Oh,
lives.
yeah, most of our lives. So they ain't going to stop.
I
but,
just eat like a glutton, and that's why I'm not a six-pack abs,
Yeah.
Channing Tatum bod kind of guy.
And they getting paid a lot of money to be in shape too.
For sure.
Yeah.
They might be
Yeah.
a little TRT, little
So,
this, little that, little growth.
I ain't saying nothing. You ain't hitting no shade.
I might get on the TRT soon. I got an appointment.
tricks
next
of the
week. We'll see
trade.
what's up.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's just at this point, it's just being healthy, man. Just being
That's it, man.
Staying
That's
disciplined
balance.
and consistent. Because regardless of what's going on, I don't think it ever been a week that we just not went to the gym or did something.
The gym's not my problem. My
Yeah.
problem is the diet.
Yeah.
And considering the amount of delicious food that I'm around on a daily basis, I think I'm doing a pretty damn good job.
Yeah.
But
I'm proud of you.
thank you, man. But I'm not doing good enough because
It take a lot of willpower for
I'm
sure.
overweight.
Oh, absolutely.
Definitely.
And we cooking more than ever right
Oh,
now.
man.
so much.
And we eating on the second channel.
we cooking 6 things in a day. It's like even if I just take 1 or 2 bites,
Right.
that's still equal a meal by the time we're
we
done.
really can't even eat out of the camera for real. Might as well just wasting the camera on eat.
And I applaud y'all because I'm like, nah, y'all tell me what y'all making in the morning when we at the gym at. I'm going home because I ain't.
It takes a
I ain't
lot
got
of
it.
discipline.
I'm
I get a
a break.
lot of DMs, a lot of
I'm on a break.
messages like, "Hey, how you staying in shape with all the food that you're making?" I'm fighting for my life
Every single day.
every day.
Every day.
It's a
not
battle.
easy.
I'm
For sure.
like
It's not easy.
trying to fast. I'm taking supplements. I'm working out 2 times a day, hitting
Oh,
the
man.
sauna, cold plunge.
You know.
Starving yourself at different times.
What I will
This,
say for what's going on, it's never been you know what, fuck it. I'm just not gonna work out no more. I'm not gonna do anything.
No, I
It
can't do
is
that
what it
because
is.
honestly, I work out. Well, I care about how I look a lot, probably more than I should. But the exercise for me is a mental health thing. It helps me mentally more than physically.
Got you.
When I'm not working out, if I go a span of 3 or 4 or 5 days without working out, I start getting more depressed. Like all of the negative effects that I have in terms of my mental health, they show their head a little bit more when I'm
We're
not
not working out.
I'm
exercising.
not doing that.
Not getting them endorphins.
And it's a routine thing. So like when I'm exercising regularly, I'm usually in a better routine just across the board. Like
sure.
I'm waking up earlier, I'm going to bed at the right time, my meals are frequent. Like my life is a little bit more together when I have a solid exercise routine. That's like the anchor of my life is working out.
So we can segue into small wins right there. That's
Small
a
wins.
Bringing on small wins.
So let me ask you this.
Very important.
Because I'm pretty sure the answer to all of us is if we didn't have a routine, I think we would all be like,
I'm struggling.
I would struggle without a routine.
I'm struggling with my routine right now.
So
For sure.
how would you do
It's
without
tough.
a routine? If you just wake up and had to just free fall. It's
You
nothing.
see them. You go to Walmart right now, it's 400 people in there with no routine.
For
so
sure.
like how do people go about, cause like for me, I need a routine. Going in the grocery store, I need a list.
Humans
So
are
if not-
creatures of habit, though.
Yeah.
Like we adapt to like you drive the same way to certain places.
Right.
You get dressed the same. This is the best way to think about it. Like next time you take a shower, everybody washes themselves in the same exact
Brush your
pattern
teeth, wash your
as
face,
they've
same thing.
always done it.
Yeah.
Nobody's breaking that. You brush your teeth the same way you put your whatever sock you
Right.
put on first every
Yeah.
day. That's the same sock you put on tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's a very habitual thing.
Yeah. I mean, your brain want to simplify everything. You don't want to have to
Like,
think
so
about
try
automatic.
And
doing
especially in my world where I got a million things going on and so many different problems I'm trying to solve, I need the simplification.
For sure.
So how would you think a day would be if someone took your calendar and your phone?
That shit happened today. I got a flat tire randomly.
Oh,
I was taking my son to a doctor's appointment, fresh off a haircut, feeling good.
Yeah.
Car wash, good day going,
life.
good music, Thursday, flat tire. And then I go to the dealership and the young lady, it's like, it's going to take 2 to 3 days. I said, it's going to take 2 to 3 days to change a tire? Where's the crowbar? I'm going to go out there and change it right now. You got a jack
I know
on?
y'all making the tire?
Jack that bitch up and I'll change the tire. Like, what the fuck is going on?
You're making the
3 days to
tire.
change a tire.
You're making the tire.
And my car,
Everything
Yeah.
you gotta, it's
Yeah.
outsourced.
it's expensive
You know,
to change
it's a nice
anything
luxury
on
car.
that.
They ain't
bitch.
just got that in the back like, oh yeah, we got one of those.
They didn't even have the tire. I had to
At
get an
all.
Audi tire from my shit.
We just got
okay.
one of those.
It's like, you know, it's an
waiting on
Audi tire. I said, I just got to go. I got things to
Yeah.
do. Put it
Go
on
put the
there.
tire on
And we
there.
out of here.
You know, and
The
so,
roll, right?
So that threw my whole day off. I couldn't do nothing I wanted to do. Now I got to wake up earlier tomorrow because we're hitting the road for DC tomorrow morning.
Chocolate City.
So I got to wake up earlier to do the things that I would have done today had that not happened. I got to come in here and do what I need to do and get that
That's a
out the
key
way.
point to the. I don't know. Moody can attest to this as well. It's like, say, because I was telling Matt earlier, we got like 2 windows. I might got a window to edit in the morning and a window to edit at night. If I miss one of those windows, that means the next day, like he said, I might got to get up earlier to make up that window. But that's like in the entrepreneur lifestyle, you got to make up time. You're trying to steal hours back
That's it.
from the day to make sure you still productive a lot.
Yeah, I had a similar story with Matt. I caught a flat Monday night.
What's happening to us?
Yeah,
We got bad
like-
juju and we
like-
get some sage.
Yeah,
Sage in here
so
for
Monday
sure.
night catching a flat, and I'm 30 minutes from home. Tuesday is my edit day, so Tuesday morning I'm looking for a jack, a dummy tire. I'm going to 3 different stores. They got trailer tires, and so now I wasted a whole day of editing, and I'm supposed to be done with all these
So you saying we
videos.
gonna be behind?
Nah, we're not gonna be behind.
So I just wanted to segue
But like,
into this.
yeah, but like you said, I just had other things planned, but
Yeah, for
now
sure.
I have to edit.
Yeah.
So,
And
you
then
know,
how
you
y'all
just-
feel about I've been thinking about it like focus. Like I know you said the average person get distracted every 3 seconds at work. So like when I'm working and editing, I gotta put my phone up. You said 3 minutes?
Yeah, 3 seconds would be crazy.
Three,
Yeah.
so every
Like a
3 minutes.
period at
But I
that
feel
point.
like being able to do deep work is like gonna be a thing of the past because people can't even focus. Like
I think that for me, like the studies show that people are most disciplined and focused in the morning.
right.
So whatever's the hardest thing that I need to do, whatever like by the end of the night, if I look at my to-do list for the day, the things that I put off or didn't want to do, that's the thing I got to do first thing in the morning.
Right.
Otherwise, it's not going to get done
At all.
Like I'm doing this thing with the bank. I got a lot of documentation and stuff like that. Boring shit, stuff that nobody wants to do. It takes up a bunch of time. It's tedious. But that's tomorrow morning. That's the very first thing that I'm going to do because I got one more little form I got to finish, and then we're
Get it done with. Right.
Yeah.
Now I got to come in here and do voiceovers all morning, and then we got to hit the road at 9 a.m.
That's how you own the day though. Gotta get a jump start.
and you got set deadlines.
But I got blackout curtains. Sometimes I want to sleep in.
Hey,
Yeah,
when you
it's tough.
miss
You just can't. I
If
just
I-
cannot do it. Anything that I want to do, I just can't do it.
Yeah.
Like I want to eat, I want to drink, I want to sleep. There's no room for that.
no, not at all.
So, with that being said, do you feel like there because things gonna happen? Things, I mean, that's just life. Is there, or do you think people should have like buffers in their day, just in case moments, or is that? Do you feel like that's preparing for failness?
I think
not failness. Oh, failure.
There you go. He's starting to correct himself. It's growth, people.
Hey, man,
Hey,
growth.
get a round of applause.
Yeah, man. Hit that button too. Yeah. But do you
Big
feel
Ronald.
like if you put a buffer in your day, do you think that's creating a bad habit?
The way I do that is I have an admin day every week.
Okay.
So whatever gets screwed up,
Right.
that's the day that I
We'll fix
go
it.
to work.
Okay.
And try to tidy up whatever went wrong and all the high level problems that take a little bit more time. I try to put that off to the admin day. Or if somebody's hit me, like in today's world, the thing about what I do is like I used to work in corporate America. I very, very much understand what it's like to live in the culture of let's have a meeting, let's do a Zoom, let's do this, let's do that. I don't live in that world no more.
No.
I don't got time to sit down for an hour on a Zoom call with you.
And it's usually non-productive.
But if I have to do it, I'm scheduling it for my admin day.
Okay. So
So
that's
like
the
all of my shit that I don't want to do or that I missed out on or that messed up or whatever went wrong or the things that like take up time like conference calls, that's my admin day.
Okay, that makes sense.
for doing all that we do and producing all the content we do, we run it's pretty tight.
Yeah.
Try
Miss
to.
No, it's rolling.
So do you think that came from? Do you think that came from just how you were growing up?
Corporate America
got you that.
Oh, for sure. Because before the corporate America, I was a degenerate.
You gotta learn
I'm
this
still
stuff.
a degenerate.
Yeah, you gotta learn
but
this stuff.
I was just a dude that really didn't deserve to be there.
Yeah.
And
But-
I learned over 10 years how to be an adult and a responsible
Yeah.
person. And it made me smarter. It made me more responsible. It changed my life for the better.
Yeah, working
for
in
sure.
corporate America definitely helped
At a
you
high
grow.
level too. Like when you get into the
sure.
management stuff
Oh, yeah,
and like
yeah.
the higher you climb in corporate America, the less bullshit they're dealing with.
So do you think for the audience, you know, me and the guys, we used to throw teen gatherings in high school.
We do all the parties and
We threw all the parties in. So do y'all feel like that was the foundation of how to structure things?
I think selling weed was the very first thing.
Okay. All
Yeah, I can
didn't
attest
think
to that.
I didn't think that was
Selling
gonna
weed
come
was
up,
my
but here
first
we
in
are.
your neighborhood.
Okay.
Introduction into,
Introduction to the that was the
entrepreneurship.
foundation. Okay.
Yeah.
I was trying
And
to
then-
keep it.
So much.
It teach you a lot. It's
Yeah.
all the same too.
For sure.
The reason why we got the seasoning empire is because I learned a thing or two from. It's all sales. Everything is sales.
Oh,
Don't
man.
I say that
sell
kinda-
weed,
yeah.
kids, and nothing like that. But
I'm kind of joking,
we just
Yeah.
just in case.
grew up in a different
But
environment.
Oh my God.
But I sold everything. I went in middle school. I sold CDs. I burned mixed. This is probably for people that's under the age of 27.
LimeWire, good
Yeah.
people.
You used to could download music from the computer and burn
that?
it on a CD. It's a thing that people used to put in
Come on, man.
to their car.
Y'all
to
ain't
listen
have
to
streaming?
music.
What is that?
Yeah, before the iPhone, you
Yeah.
could like actually like, a
Yeah.
physical thing was what played the music. I used to sell those.
A device.
Yeah, I used to sell pornos. I would
Hey.
off LimeWire, put it on a disc and
Hey.
sell those.
Hey, if it's-
candy. It
you
was a
buy-
one-stop shop. I had a duffel bag. I had candy. I had sodas. I had mixtapes. I had whatever you wanted.
Yeah.
It was
Mr.
in the
Got
bag.
It All. We
Oh,
call him
man.
Got It All.
Man, I'm gonna tell you something. LimeWire put a virus on my mom's computer, and she to this day still don't know why. And I'm taking it.
Well, Danita, if you're listening,
Wow, wow,
Mom,
crazy.
it
Your son's
was
a freak.
man porn. on that
My sister came in there one day and said,
I don't even
on the
know.
computer. Oh, no.
I don't know what's going on. I don't know
even know
why
how to
it's
turn it
slow.
on.
Computer in there.
I don't know why it's slow.
Computer having a seizure in there.
I don't know why the computer's slow.
I don't know what's going on
Man,
there.
I don't
then I
even
went
know.
from that, and then 8th grade, everybody kind of wanted to be a rapper, so
Yeah.
I saved all my money from all of those endeavors that we talked about, and
Started a legitimate business.
went and bought studio equipment.
Hey.
Turned my boy Sean Shed into a studio, like a legit studio.
Yeah.
Mics like these, maybe not like these,
Yeah,
but it was decent mics.
Get your raps off in here
Get
for
your
sure.
raps off for sure.
For sure, you can let the neighborhood hear it.
Oh, come on now.
And I taught myself how to mix and master the music,
Okay.
and then I was selling them weed and studio time.
Okay.
One-stop shop.
Yeah.
Hold on. You might got another avenue to get
was-
this bread.
it worked out.
What you thinking? We can
No,
go.
I'm not doing it now.
Oh, okay. I thought you were
We
trying to say
good
we
now.
can do that.
We going straight
But-
country though.
But that was like my introduction into being an entrepreneur. Like that's
Okay.
I did that due to circumstances that I was dealing with, just trying to make sure I had
Foundation.
money to buy school clothes and feed myself and things of that nature.
So the foundation didn't come from corporate America. Foundation just came from
That's what,
survival.
The reason why I told that story is because you asked that question. So
Okay.
I think that's what that's the
Yeah.
origin of it,
Yeah.
and then corporate America like turned it into a more mature version.
Gotcha.
Polished, a more polished
Yeah, I was
version.
rough coming
Yeah.
into corporate America, and then
And
when I
polished
quit,
it.
I'm like, I could go into any business meeting and hold my
Yeah.
own with anybody in the world right,
Right.
now.
Perfect. But do you feel like if you wouldn't have had that from the beginning, the foundation part from the
I think
survival,
corporate America
you
teaches
still would have
you.
been good regardless.
Yeah.
Okay.
Might not
That's
have been
all.
as good at sales.
Yeah. But it was been good.
You,
Okay.
you get good at being a people person and being able to talk to people and sell people when your life's on the line.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
you
for
need
sure.
this dollar.
But
yeah.
this
When I-
sale
when-
has to happen.
Yeah.
It's no
Yeah, you get-
it
you
ain't
get
a no
good.
in sight.
You get good.
So I ain't selling. You buying though.
hey, you
It's going down.
I'm
If you
leaving
think
here
you
with
leaving
something.
out of here without this,
Hey.
you sadly mistaken.
I'm about to go to the other show you something now.
You leaving here with
man.
this. For sure.
So that come back to the and man was Mel was talking to me about it earlier about the when we said about the buffer and having a routine, and I know a lot of people was going through it this morning.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like they said, a bunch of different phone services were saying that they was missing service. I know AT&T was
I think
one of the
over
main
50,000
ones.
people or something, right?
Yeah. So you know all the bunker people was like, I told you guys.
It's going down the grid. It's fried.
Cyber attack.
Was it a cyber attack?
Some say it was a cyber attack. I haven't done enough deep research to find out. But they said it was supposed to be infiltrated and been
You
over
got
here for over
AT&T
5
though, right?
years. Yeah, no problem with mine.
Okay.
So I
Pay
don't
the
know.
Grandfathered in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I told him I got the old plan.
Yeah.
Somebody said,
you,
I thought it because I ain't paid my phone bill in a couple days. I was like, damn, they childish.
Could you imagine what some people was going through this morning? It's like, oh my
No
God, I
phone
can't
in
use
this
my
world?
phone. I can't call. Can't get on the internet. Can't go on social media.
It's
I can't
probably
do
your
nothing.
kid and then your phone is probably the most
Oh,
important
man,
thing.
they
When
probably-
you
people
ain't got
probably
one of
going
those-
No
through
phone
that.
is crazy.
No phone is insane.
And it was for a while. It won't just like as an hour.
Because when I went to the barbershop, he said it was still out.
It's like 12.
It's
Yeah,
new.
so I ain't
No
know if
phone?
that went. So yeah,
There was a time where there was no phone.
right.
It's never could be that way again, or people gonna
That's
lose their mind.
crazy.
I don't think we can go back
People
to them
used to
days.
use maps to drive. I remember one time my phone, something happened. It was something similar to
You
this.
know what?
And then my shit wasn't working. And I was on the way driving to DC or like Northern Virginia or something. So it's like a 2.5 hour drive.
Right.
And I got to use a map. I'm like, how did people
Lewis
do
and
this?
Clark, socket your wheels.
Yo.
I made it though.
You know what?
I may have never felt more accomplished in my life
Somebody go build a
than
fire.
when I drove from Richmond to DC or Northern Virginia with no GPS.
Hey,
Just
you know
straight
what?
Hype.
map.
That's content. You know
Let's
what
try
we
that
gonna
tomorrow.
do? We gonna
No.
go- No.
Yeah,
I
not
missed-
Rhino. Rhino
I-
can't drive.
yeah.
Rhino didn't drive the highway till he turned 27.
Show didn't.
That was
It wasn't
crazy.
27. It was actually
We was like, we'll see you
20.
in 20 minutes. He said, I gotta take the street. It's gonna take me an hour.
So hey, but
Not
I'll be
driving the
there.
highway.
I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna leave early to get there on time.
that was insane, bro. He never took the
I
highway.
don't know
Like,
what it
is
was.
this?
It was something about the highway. It was. I had a fear, but I think you know what I had a fear because the household was fearful of
The highway.
the highway.
So your mom didn't drive on the highway neither?
Oh man.
Oh, yeah, that's
For
why
a
you didn't drive on the
while.
highway. Yeah.
You know, she's
Clearly.
better now. I'm still trying to get her to come through that tunnel to come down here, but we
can go 460.
Yeah. That's long though. It's a long way, but
No
but
tunnel.
yeah. But I remember I had an interview at South Park. South Park is 30 minutes from the house on the highway, about an hour street. I'm about to go to college. I got an interview. I'm scared to get on the highway. I'm going all the way down Jefferson Davis. Mad lights. Just so many lights. Oh, man. So I had to leave an hour early just to make it on time. That's funny.
That's a good topic though about your parents or the people that you grew up under. Their fears
Yeah.
tend to
Yeah.
trickle down to you.
Yeah.
Like
For sure.
my aunt won't fly on an airplane.
To this day.
And we're sitting there at dinner one time, and he's like my great uncle. He's my uncle.
Right.
He's her uncle too.
Right.
And he said he wouldn't fly on an airplane. I'm like,
That's where she got it from.
he's the reason you won't fly on an
Yeah.
airplane.
My grandmother don't play that.
You so scared of an airplane, you just gonna live in Virginia like your whole
Oh,
life,
man.
not go
I mean, you can't go nowhere.
Yeah.
Like,
She said, I get on the train. I was like, there is beautiful
Better.
world out here
Yeah,
that you
for sure.
can experience.
Big Ma don't play that. My grandma do not play that. Don't get on the highway while she in that car. She gonna lose it.
What?
She's gonna lose it.
That's even
But-
more.
Yeah, it's
drilled
3
down.
generations
But
right there.
I don't understand because my grandmother go to Atlantic City on that bus and gonna go get that money.
safe,
But
though.
That's the highway.
Thank you. That's what I'm like. But grandma,
Just
you going
feel
to
safe,
Atlantic
though.
City?
It's the
you gonna get
gambling
that
though
money?
is like
I gotta
You
do
know,
that.
but in a car?
I think it's like 24% of Americans don't fly. Somebody that have left the country. It's a high.
wow, it's high.
Yeah, it's high.
Yeah, a lot
I
of
think
people
like
just
24,
A lot of people don't leave their
25%.
neighborhood.
You got a lot of people that is now would never leave out of their neighborhood, out of their city for the rest of their lives. Passport? What is that?
Oh,
I
for
don't know
sure.
what a passport is.
Think about all the people we grew up around. They still at home.
Yeah.
But
I'm
then
sure
y'all
they
say
go on
y'all
vacation
growing up, y'all didn't
sometimes,
travel
bro.
much growing up, right?
Never.
No,
we
not
didn't.
at all. Where was we get the money for
My
that?
first vacation was with Jamel.
We was
went
what,
to
18? We went
18,
on a
19.
cruise
We
with
went
my
on a
family?
cruise, Carnival cruise.
Yeah, first
His aunt
time.
set it up.
We went to Miami, flew to
Yeah.
Miami. Yeah, that was
first
First
time-
flight.
My first time
Ever.
out the
That
country
was the first
was
time
from
ever
Mac.
on an airplane.
Fools talking about y'all was taking trips at 7. Huh?
I went to Disneyland. I used to hate coming back to school and motherfuckers
Oh
went to
man,
Disneyland or
got a
Disney
tan.
World.
Hey, I'm
I'm coming over that Disney tan.
We'll never be friends.
I'm
And I'm gonna steal your Pokemon cards when we leave. We go to lunch.
Sucker.
33 and still ain't been to Disneyland.
I never
Me
been in my
neither.
life, but my son, we going. Soon as he can,
Absolutely.
Soon as Lodi can
he
go.
know who
Soon-
Mickey Mouse
yeah.
is, we out there.
Oh,
We
4,
out.
5,
We
maybe 4.
We definitely out, man.
We there.
And so for that, it's like you said, the traveling do got to start early. Because
Yeah.
like you said, a lot of us is not traveling until we late in our 20s.
I mean, it's all depending on the resources of your family. Your life is totally determined by your family when you're growing up.
Knowledge and resource.
Yeah.
Absolutely, knowledge and resources. So it comes back to I want to have, like I said, where people just panicking, and it's almost like going back into the dark ages, as they would say, because
Yeah, think about this
imagine
world
going
with
to
no cell
foul
phone.
some shit, foul whatever you got on your phone. All that have to come off and be on paper. Like you, like what I'm gonna do with this? Numbers, you gotta have a phone book. Like you gotta
world
have
as you know.
contact book now.
Pre-calculator.
and-
Imagine having to figure some
Oh
shit out. No
man, what is it?
calculator.
What was it?
What?
TI-99. What was the name
I
of
don't
the?
know. I skipped all
the
that.
scientific. the scientific.
Them calculators was expensive. I never got one.
I just used the ones at the school. I didn't never have one at the
Yeah,
crib.
never had one.
Yeah.
No, I buy what? Nah, I ain't
No,
gonna
I can't buy that.
do it. It was like $40. Somebody came in there with $100 calculator.
The clear jump.
No, I ain't gonna have that
Hey,
one.
girl had the clear TI. I said, oh man, where you get that from? My mama got it for me. Like he shrugged it off. Like, oh,
Anybody who was doing well in high school or school had great parents. That just
Oh,
and it's just
man.
Yeah.
I just recognize that at a young age, and it's just like, what I'm supposed to do about that?
No, I think it depends. I think it's two sets of parents. I think is if you're doing very well in school, you have a parent that you two household probably great. Then you have the people that scared of their parents. And I'd rather go to jail than go home and take this F to my mom because she's gonna choke the hell out of my
I
ass.
mean,
So I think it's two different parenting.
90% of the time, your parents got your best interests in mind.
Absolutely.
So I mean, what they doing is to make you a better human being.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like,
Like, even though
That's
we
how it should be.
even though we
for
was
sure.
in survival mode, my mother did not play about them grades because she was square up with you. You know what I'm saying? It was always me and her, and because she had to play the father role too. I ain't doing all that talking and that soft parenting.
I mean,
I'm swinging.
it worked.
So it worked.
Yeah.
it worked.
You did have good grades.
did great in school.
I don't know how.
because Danita did not play that.
Now, Rondo had great
So
grades
what
in school.
happened?
He was a
Rhino had the best grades on
book
the couch.
smarts. He got to like put him in the classroom.
I would say this, man.
He go shine in the
He
classroom.
was in like advanced classes.
classes?
and shit.
Always, man. I had my senior year was beautiful. I had like 2 classes: advanced PE, study hall, and I worked at the help desk. And I took physics just because I wanted to do something in college
Took
with it.
physics?
Yeah.
Rhino was in all. Granted, we went to a pretty dumb high school, but he was in all the smart classes at one of the
My
dumbest
senior
high schools.
year, I had advanced PE,
Said one
a
of the
study
dumbest.
hall, and I worked at the help desk so I could get out of school early. And I took physics just because we had to have, I think, 4 classes to play football. That's the only reason. If I wasn't playing sports, I would have been out at 10
I mean, we was
a.m.
accredited when we was there. They lost it when we left though.
Yeah, they lost it.
They,
I ain't
we
got
left
nothing to do
Without
with
the
it.
IB program, Henrico High School was a shithole.
for sure.
For sure.
Like
Yeah.
massive
Mud hole, for
shithole.
sure.
For sure.
Like,
Well, yeah, for
But it was
sure.
a lot of
people, like we had the wildest house, like high school. There was like brawls. The schools
Yeah,
get
because
shut
it was a
down.
campus
People would get
school.
stabbed over in apartments. People
Yeah.
get jumped on the daily. We would hear stories about people getting jumped.
up.
Because I
Jump,
feel
that's
like a
crazy.
high school shouldn't be a campus school. Like anybody
Bro,
could
it
walk
was
on the school.
dangerous. Like-
Oh man, anybody
It
could walk
was
on the school.
rough.
It was right beside the apartments. But
And when I tell people stories like that, they're like, "Oh my god, it sounds like a movie." Like
Highland-
nobody lived that.
Highland Springs Joint was wild when we was in school.
No, Highland Springs was rough. Richmond is in
in
general
general
was
was
pretty
rough.
rough.
Getting shot, all types
All
that go to
types of
school
shit,
as well.
You know, it
Motherfuckers
was.
got shot at Henrico.
We was it was so normalized that we
Buddy,
didn't think
I was
then
in,
like
I think I talk about this one podcast. He got shot like 3 times during our
Oh, yeah.
tenure at school. Like,
Yeah.
it was so normal that we weren't like,
He
oh, that's
graduated.
crazy. We was like,
and he had a cane and shit. I'm like,
Yeah, he
damn.
I
graduated.
think Virginia was just like that around that time.
Yeah, Virginia. I mean, it
know.
was always known as that.
My freshman year, they had a brawl during the senior game, the faculty student game, and people from the hood came to the school
Yeah.
to fight, like 30 people.
Oh yeah.
that sounded
During
like a
school.
normal day
That
at a
sound
school.
like a normal-
That,
Like
the thing about our high school is shit like that happens so often. I can't even pinpoint one
Wasn't
instance.
at
No,
all.
yeah, it was so normal. Like, oh yeah, that's crazy.
Like every single day, somebody got jumped.
I used to hate the fact that, like I said, we had a campus.
They
school,
just doing that
so
shit
it's
for sport.
cold,
It's like, what's
raining,
going
We
on?
feel all that, but because it was a campus school, I skipped a lot. Ain't gonna lie.
definitely skips.
Definitely got about there a lot.
Don't skip school, but
Don't skip school. Don't listen to us. But I got about there.
Oh, especially that second lunch when you could leave
Oh, man.
school for lunch.
I had.
I never
We used to go
came
to
back.
Rhino House after school.
Yup.
just skip school.
We used to go
What we doing? We out of here.
out. Couldn't wait. Oh man, great times, man. High school, I'll run it back. I'll run it back.
No, I'm
Nah,
past
not now.
Good on
I'm past that.
Yeah.
Way past.
I'm
that.
saying if we had to. I didn't have. We
Pass
didn't
that
have.
up.
I don't think we had a bad. Like some people had a bad.
high school was lit.
Like they was bullied.
Adult
they were
life
talked
is
about.
better than high school life, though.
Yeah, like I
Sure.
Yeah,
you
my
know.
home life was fucking miserable.
Hold on, buddy.
When I got
Hold
to
on, buddy.
school, I was the man. But when I left at
Oh,
2:45,
man.
it was like
Oh, I wouldn't run it back. It was horrible for me. It was
That
bad.
point of
It
my
was-
life, I just want to forget
It was so bad.
at
But
school.
high school was lit.
At
We had
home?
we threw
High
all the
school was
parties.
lit.
We was on
Yeah.
prom court. What's that?
That was back.
session
Yeah,
called? We
Man,
did all
junior, senior year.
all the shit you wanted to do in high school. We did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when you left,
But
when that bell rang to
Captain
go
of the
home,
football team.
Yeah.
Home was
court,
horrible.
blah,
like you
blah,
did everything.
blah.
Like you
We
said,
did it all.
everything. Did everything. Yeah. So that makes a lot of
But
sense.
I was miserable.
I run
Life
it back with some
sucked.
parents.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good ones.
Now we talking some good parents. Oh yeah,
A couple hugs,
You know
couple
what I'm saying?
encouraging words.
some school clothes.
I go for that
Some
now.
school lunch.
I will run it back.
It'll be lit.
In school, starving to death. Got 2-a-days. I had $1 fry all day.
Bruh, that is hilarious.
I'm out here, coach, blowing the whistle. I am lightheaded, coach. I'm about to faint.
Need some of that blue Gatorade.
I got 600 calories in the system.
Yo, speaking of parents, for like, I don't know why, but my father been on my mind a lot. I don't know why. I really don't know why, because we didn't have a relationship where I didn't hate him. I think I got to a point where
Yeah, used to
it's
it.
cool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't got to give me the spill, bro. I'm grown now. You ain't got to promise me, because I'm not sitting by the step no more.
Right,
I'm not
you
sitting by
already
the
done
phone.
it. Yeah,
It's
for sure.
cool. So, we didn't really talk like that. So when I got the news the first time over the summer that he got killed, I was like, I didn't know what to feel. Then everything went on, the funeral arrangement, him being cremated, months go by. But for some reason lately, I don't know if it's because I'm getting older or what, he been on my mind lately. And it's almost to the point that I got questioned, like, damn, should I have done something like back in the day? Should I have did more? Then I was like, nah, I'm still a kid, but you can't say you still a kid because you're not a kid. So maybe I could have did some shit,
No,
but
so
I don't know what it's been.
It's
But
happened
lately
the
it's been on
same.
my mind, yeah.
No, I get it but parents have the relationship with their kids that they establish. Like I wouldn't say it's more so your job to establish a relationship with your parents, because like before you're an adult, they're gonna have a relationship with you. Like when kids are younger and they're like, say they mom and dad split.
Yeah.
And then the mom, depending on how she is, she might teach you to love your father or not.
Yeah.
But then it's still up to the dad to establish that relationship with your kid. But like with me and my mom, us never like her being in and out of my life. Like she's established this relationship with me through our whole life.
Yeah.
So it's like even at times when I have tried, like I don't know if you probably have at different times your dad tried to build a relationship.
yeah.
So I tried at different times to build a relationship with my mom, but it's letting me know like this is the relationship that we have.
This is the relationship
Because this
we
is
have.
what this is how much love you have for me to establish this relationship. So it's like
Yeah.
you always go wonder because you only get two parents. So
I think that is normal to feel that way. So when my mother passed, we didn't have a relationship. You guys all know this. So I'm just giving more detail for folks that's listening that don't know. But my mom passed abruptly. She wasn't like sick. Similar situation.
Yeah.
She didn't get killed, but she just passed suddenly, and I didn't have a relationship with her. I think the issue is part that in the back of your mind, it's like you always feel like one day we'll fix it, or like we still got the chance to like reconcile, and one day it'll be cool. One day we'll sit down and talk, and one day it'll be all right. And then when they're gone, it's forever.
That makes sense.
And it's like now that void that it's like putting off something that you know you got to do. It's like I'll get to it, but now that it can't happen, that void is just there.
endless work.
So like that's just something that you're not going to be able to reconcile. You're going to have to come to terms with it. And I struggled with it too when my mom and when my dad passed, both of them, because I had my dad in my life, but it was a rough relationship, and it didn't, it wasn't what it should have been. And I always thought I would patch that up too.
Yeah.
And when both of them passed, they passed within a year of themselves. When that happened, it left me feeling real empty, and like I started to like, well, maybe I should have did more. Those are natural feelings.
Okay.
You just gonna have to go through them. But I think it's very normal. I think it's because in the back of our subconscious is like, all right, one day we'll be able to like patch this up and fix it.
And now it's like, you can't.
Yeah.
They're gone now, So that my next question would be like, how do y'all handle grief though? Like, how do you handle that? Like, do you just go on about your day, or are you a person that need a couple of days to yourself, because I had a situation where, because for me, I never want people to like, oh my God, you okay? And I shouldn't block people from doing that.
Yeah.
Because I had a friend of mine that lost somebody that was near to them, and I didn't say anything because I'm thinking he needed space.
Right.
And then the conversation was like, bro, I didn't hear from you. I needed something to still remain the same.
Yeah.
So
Right.
not only did I lose,
Especially as men,
yeah,
like we
right.
got
Lost
this
something,
like
yeah.
tough exteriors. Like I don't want to look soft. I don't want to look vulnerable.
Yeah.
But it's important to have these conversations, and especially if you have, we're lucky to have the friend group that we have.
yeah,
To be able to have that conversation with each other or
Right.
whoever it is that you're talking
Yeah.
to. So, I mean, I think to answer your question, how do you handle grief? I think is different for everybody.
For sure.
But you should. For me, I like to try to confront it, or like if there's a particular issue, obviously your father passed. I'm assuming that's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Like you just gotta address those feelings that you have, whether it's with your mom, like people that know them. Like so, when my mom passed, I reached out to her sister, who's my aunt.
yeah,
Only met her once in my whole life, but I had a lot of questions like why do you think she did the things that she did? All the things that if I were to have sat down with her in the future and fixed our problem,
That was something you
those
had.
are the questions I would have asked. There's people that you could probably still have that conversation with that'll help you like find closure.
Right.
Like I asked everybody, I asked my aunts, everybody that had contact with her mom, why do you think she left me? Why do you think she did this? Like, what was her mental state? Like, what was her financial state? Like, who was she? I don't know anything about her. Who was she as a person? What did she like to do? What was her house like? Like, all the things that you got questions about,
Yeah.
there might be somebody out there that can help you come up with some answers, and that'll probably make you feel better.
Gotcha. What about you, Mel? How do you handle it?
So, like you said, it's different for everybody. But like some of those questions that you may have had, like I think about that with my mom as well. Like trying to have a relationship, and then I thought somebody was my dad until I turned 18. But the crazy thing, the whole family knew that this guy wasn't my dad.
Anybody said
But I grew up my whole life thinking that he was my dad. So like he loved my mom so much, he would occasionally buy me some school clothes.
Yeah.
But they tried to take him for child support when I was in like middle school, and it came like I'm not sure. But nobody told me this. This was unbeknownst to me.
Yeah.
So then when I turned 18, I kept talking. It was like, well, like that's not your dad. I'm like, mom just didn't let me know this was. So then I ended up recently finding
crazy.
out that it was my located one of my aunts through 23andMe.
Yeah.
Found my dad's side of the family. This was like right before COVID happened, and started a relationship with one of my aunts and talking to her. And
Yeah.
but COVID didn't happen, and she was sick, so I haven't really talked to him too much since then. But
Okay.
I didn't like with grieving that part. It was like I never got the chance to even know who he was, so it wasn't no real grief there. But I think about the same things with my mom. But y'all know the crazy situation that just happened
Yeah.
recently with my mom.
Yeah.
So it's like a circus. It's like it's a roller coaster. So my mom would be like, not in my life. Then she might come in with some shoes, buy me some shoes. I'm riding a high. I'm like, oh my God, my mom's here.
Yeah.
And then she's gone again. So it's like over time, it's just like, this is the relationship we gonna have. And I've like, even in my early 20s, I like try to establish a relationship with my mom, but my mom still is
Yeah.
addicted to drugs and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So it make the relationship kind of hard. So, I mean, I'm talking.
You're not dealing with the real person. That when-
Right.
when
So,
they're like that.
so it's like the feelings, like a lot of the questions that you have right now, I have like already resolved that within my mom with trying to have a relationship with her, being around her sometimes, but it's like I feel like I don't put my best foot forward to try to establish those things, and the relationship is a two-way street. That's why I was telling you, like, as far as like you wanting to establish those things and
Yeah.
knowing certain things about your father's like you can't be in a relationship with somebody that don't want to be in a relationship.
Right.
I think one of the best lessons I learned as I started to become a little bit more successful, like not like who I am today, but like when I got a decent job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's a separation from like who we were when we were 19 versus like who I was when I was like 24, 25. I started making some decent money. Like once that happened, I somebody pulled me to the side and was like, you gotta, cause I was still trying to like give my dad money. I was still trying to help out the people I grew up with. I'm still trying to like give, my dad's girlfriend's daughters that we grew up with. I'm still trying to help them.
Right.
And it would always burn me.
Yeah.
And one day somebody was like, you gotta learn to love people from a distance. I was like, that was one of the most powerful lessons that I learned, because I still got love for you and I don't want anything to happen to you, but I can't shoulder your burden and my burden and try to do the things that I want to do in my life.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I grew up in the same household as you. We went through the same trauma.
Correct.
All the same things happened. I'm living with that too. I can't take yours and put you on my back and carry you and me and do all this shit I'm trying to do.
While you hurting yourself at the same time, like,
I can't do it.
That makes
You're
sense,
doing yourself
man.
a disservice. But I would say, like, does your dad have brothers or sisters or anybody?
Yeah. So
I would
it
sit down
comes
and
back
talk to them and
when
like
what y'all just said with the talking to them about who they were and stuff, because
yeah.
you hear, damn, you just like your daddy, boy, or something like that. I'm like
what? Right,
Like,
exactly.
tell me,
I didn't
like,
know
how
these
was he?
things.
Because I don't know.
I want to hear the good and the bad because
Yeah.
now I'm mature enough and smart enough that I can understand where you were when you made that decision, and I can like have some empathy for
Yeah.
you and your circumstances that
Absolutely.
led you to abandon your child. Do I agree with it? No.
Right.
But I can be like, all right, that's the type of person you were. Now I understand you a little bit better versus like, oh, my baby's 2 years old now. Huh, I'm
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy to me. But once I learned a little bit more about her mental state and some of the things that she's been through and some of the like
kinda like,
characteristics
yeah.
that she had, I was like, okay, I get it now. And it's not like naturally you like they didn't love me or they didn't want me or whatever. It's like, all right, maybe it's not that. Maybe it's they were dealing with something and like, you know, shit happens.
Right.
So let me ask y'all this: do you feel like it's something in you? Do you feel like you got characteristics of? Do you feel like you got characteristics of your mother, and you got characteristics of your mother? Because being that they wasn't there.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you got
Yeah,
some?
I mean, people have said that and said certain
real?
things. Yeah,
My mom
See,
liked to cook a lot. That's one of the things that I learned. Like
Gotcha.
she loved cooking,
Gotcha.
baking, cooking. You know, that's probably the one thing that I can lean to the most because I don't know a whole lot about her. I know that she like I don't want to sound like I'm shitting on her.
Yeah.
But some of the negative things that I've heard about her, I see it in me too. Like very impulsive. My dad was too.
Yeah.
So like I got a lot of the bad
From them,
and I just
yeah.
got to tame the beast on a daily basis.
Got you.
So she was impulsive and like, you know, didn't make the best decisions all the time. And I can see how that kind of creeps into me. Like I'm a product of that too.
Got you. Okay. What about you?
As far as, I mean, like when people haven't seen me or they see me and I tell them who I they say I look like my mom, but as far as characteristics, I wouldn't say I was looking for that. I know my mom had a large sense of humor. Like she was always the life of the party, always the funny
Yeah.
one, making people laugh. So I know I got that from her.
Yeah.
I haven't really dove into like my dad, trying to figure out like that
got
side
you.
and seeing who he was as a person, like fundamentally like that.
Got you.
It's a good thing to do, man. It shines a little
Yeah.
light into. It tells you a little bit more about who you are and why you are who you are. Because no matter how they treated us,
Right.
we're here because of
here.
them, and we
Yeah.
are
Yeah,
who
for
we
sure.
are.
You know what I'm saying?
In a large part because of the decisions that they made and things that they did,
You don't get
For
too
sure.
many.
and
something.
biology. Like that's
Yeah.
a real thing too. Like just genetically,
Yeah.
you look like who you look like.
Absolutely.
They're your parents. You act like them a little bit. You got a little, you know. I like the booze a little bit. That's
Hey,
my.
that-
I could go for another right now.
You know
Actually,
what I'm saying? So, you know, but that makes sense though. And I was like, damn, yo, why am I thinking about this so much? Like,
And my
what's
mom
going
was
on?
known for getting them fits off though.
Come on
Go ahead,
now.
drop that off real quick. Yeah.
I was actually thinking about taking a fit off today, but I was like, yeah, I can't do that to the people. I gotta come with it
come
every
correct.
time.
People need to see me.
Yeah, they gotta come with it.
Oh man, so that's dope though. Cause I was like, yo, what's going on? Like, why am I?
I mean,
like the funeral was in
as-
July. Like, why am I now in February? Like, but
You gotta
know
go
what?
through the shock phase. You
Yeah.
gotta,
Yeah,
Like-
and his birthday just passed.
yeah, it's
so there's
common
a lot of
as
that
death
too,
is.
yeah.
It's not common to deal with as humans. It's something that we always like
Yeah.
struggle with at different times.
especially
Like
at
you
our
said,
age, it's still kind of early. Like most
Yeah.
people, that's why I think I have a rough time dealing with other people's situation. Like when people come to me about like somebody dying, it's like it's
Yeah.
tough for me because I've experienced so much death.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's like I'm kind of like numb to it. It's like I'm not necessarily numb to it. Like I can be empathetic, but it's like I just understand. Basically, everybody that could die has died. Like,
I mean,
all
and-
my grandparents have died. Both mom and dad's died. It's like
yeah.
all
You
the shit
lost
that
it
people
too,
are like-
yeah.
Yeah, your 30s is usually some of the times where the most people die.
Yeah.
Usually some of the most unhappy times
Yeah.
in someone's life is their 30s because you're just hitting that age where you're raising your own kids and then everybody who raised you is getting like way older. Yeah, so
And like their past life is starting to creep up on them. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, back in the day, it won't really know. People won't go into the gym now. We was eating, drinking.
Yeah.
Now that
They
I'm
had
60,
less knowledge.
that junk on their back now. Like,
Yeah.
oh man. So yeah, it's definitely tough, man. So it's crazy how, like you said, most people do grieve, and I think most men do it the same way.
One of the things that I think about often is like turning points or moments in my life that helped me end up where I'm at today because I shouldn't be here.
Yeah.
There's no way. Like
Yeah.
on paper, there's no way I should
Yeah.
have been as successful as I was in corporate America and then be able to completely quit that and just
Yeah.
do another thing. I think about that a lot. Like there were moments in my life where I could have made some decisions that would have ruined everything. Very often, especially
Yeah.
from like 12 to 15, like
Yeah.
that window, like from like 7th grade to like 10th grade.
It was almost
I could have been. I was doing some shit. Like I could have been in a real different situation right now. And there was like pivotal moments that I attribute to certain people and certain conversations and certain things that changed my life. I'm obsessed with thinking about that. Like if I ever write a book, those are the things that I want to talk about.
Absolutely.
Like when I was joking about selling weed earlier, but that was a real thing. Like I
Yeah.
did that like at a decent level, neighborhood level for my age. And then it kind of escalated to other things. I don't want to get into all of that, but
Yeah.
because I don't know.
Yeah,
But we'll get,
yeah.
like, I was doing some other shit, and it was all because I wanted to buy school clothes. And there's a certain person that we played football with, had a great mom, and he was like, "Why are you doing that?" I was like, "I can't go to school like this. Like,
Right.
I'm already the only white kid at school. I can't go to
Can't
school
not go-
and be bummy.
Oh man,
Right.
yeah.
I gotta dress a little bit. Like I gotta be able to like, and I'm in 9th grade. Like I'm
Yeah.
brand new to the school. You gotta look like something." He's like, "No, well, what if I got you your school clothes? Would you stop?" I was like, "Hell yeah."
He said, "Yeah, I'm sorry for the
I'm
for the
done.
school
I quit
clothes."
tomorrow.
I quit them all. What you
His
talking
mom
about?
got me my whole wardrobe for 9th grade. I had jerseys. I had
Oh,
matching
man.
shoes for the jerseys. None of that shit was bought by me or
Yeah.
my family.
What did your pop say?
Nothing.
For real?
He was so oblivious to everything.
I had so many of those moments right there, like when
Yeah.
a friend's parent
Yeah.
looked out for
Just-
me or did something for me, just out of
That's
the
why it's
kindness
so
of their heart.
important to do that. If you see somebody that needs it, like that could change their life. Like
oh, yeah.
Changed my
if
whole
that
life.
hadn't happened, I could have
I don't know
I don't know where I would've
I'd be. Yeah, without
I
the
could've
friends that I've
been-
had through, like
because my I call her my sister, the girl that I grew, like my dad's girlfriend's daughter. She went to jail. She went to federal penitentiary for 5 years doing the thing that I was doing.
Yeah.
Basically, she got into a little, mixed doing some other stuff, but it was stemmed from what we were doing.
Right.
Right.
That was the foundation of it. Yeah.
That could have been. I could have been in jail for 5-10 years.
I mean,
easy.
and what people don't realize, like it's always like just looked at as a criminal. People be doing this stuff out of necessity.
I have to.
Oh, yeah.
What else am I gonna do? I'm 12, 13 years old. I can't
Right.
get a job. I can't get a job till I'm 16.
Right.
Well, you just want me to starve to death and wear the same clothes every day?
That is true.
I can't do that.
That is true. And so that's what a lot of people ask you. Like, I don't know if anybody ever asked you this question was, were you raised off love or survival? And
Survival for sure. Well, I take
You
that
know what I'm
back. I gotta give a little credit to my great grandmother who
Yeah.
raised me. She passed away though.
That's who gave you the cabbie.
I bought it from her. Actually, my great grandmother, her daughter, is the
Okay.
one I bought the Cavalier from. But she passed away in 9th grade, and she had dementia before she passed away. So by the time 7th, 8th grade,
Yeah.
around the time I just was mentioning, she was on a decline like rapidly. And that was when my life was like, all right, I got nobody that's
Sink
there
or
for
swim.
me.
Yeah.
No financial support, no emotional support. This is who I want to be. Like
Yeah.
these are the people that I know, these are the people I'm hanging out with, this is what they're doing, this is who I am. I was 100% in on it. And that could have ended up real bad for
Right.
me.
For sure.
And then Devin Settles, shout out to Devin Settles, he changed my life that day.
Definitely a good dude.
And then
man.
another time, probably like 10th grade, the next year, I'm going through a lot of stuff at home. I'm like real, just, in one of my funks at school, like not paying attention.
Yeah.
I'm just, it's obvious that I'm withdrawn.
Yeah.
Right.
Miss Llewellyn, my Spanish teacher, pulled me outside of the classroom one day. And she was like, "What's going on?" I was like, "Nothing, I'm good." She was like, "Nah, like I know that you're," she basically knew a lot of stuff about me. I don't know how she knew, but she was like,
Yeah.
"I know what you're going through at home. I just want you to know that I think that there's something special in you. And I was like, yeah, all right, whatever.
Yeah,
She's like,
whatever.
no, you have the ability to walk in any room and you can navigate it. Everybody can't do that. She like started to tell me things about myself that were special that I didn't know. And
Right.
nobody had ever told me these things. She's like,
Yeah.
you have the ability to talk to anybody that you want to. You can make people like you. You can do this, you can do that. And I was like, I'm just listening to her talk. I had no idea.
Right, so like foreign language.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
like, it's just who I am. It's
Yeah.
just me. I'm just doing me.
But she was able to see that and tell me that, and that changed because now I have a little bit more like belief in myself, and
Right.
like I'm starting to understand the way that I was able to weasel my way through life and survive
Right.
and feed myself and find ways to get school clothes and find places to stay and sleep. That's a gift. Like
yeah.
that's a sales ability. Like
Right.
to be able to have a conversation with somebody and have them people's parents used to bring me in and take care of me and stuff. Like you got something there that you
Right.
could harness and hone and sharpen.
So Mr. Bridges did that for me in middle school for
Yeah.
sure. He had given me a haircut in school, so everybody go to like a pep rally or gym, get a cut at school. He ended up like 8th grade when I graduated, wrote me a letter like, when I have a son, I want him to be like you. But it's like those moments in your life
Change your life, bro.
trajectory. Because before then, it's like you don't
Nobody's
think
telling you that at home.
at all. Yeah, so you don't know what to think about yourself. Like,
Yeah.
really.
And a lot of times the people that commit the crimes and do the things that people look at as like, that's a heinous act. I can't believe they did that. I can't believe that. They've never heard those encouraging words
all.
before.
At
They
all.
never heard.
And
like,
they might
just
be
feel like-
talented.
yeah,
They might have an entrepreneurial
most
spirit.
of them are.
And
Man, you know how you got to be a talented person to pull off of some of these stuff that people do, man.
Yeah,
yeah, for
Like
sure.
you can't just be any fool and doing a lot of things. You got to be smart.
Yep.
Like so, like you said, the encouraging words can really change somebody.
for sure.
You know. Yeah. You know what y'all should do? Y'all should try to see them, reach out to them,
Reach out to who?
Mr. Bridges.
Oh, the teacher.
All
I
of
had
them.
talked to him on Facebook, like not. It's probably about
I should,
10
for
years
sure.
now. Yeah.
And then I've talked at length about things that Sean did for me, letting me stay at his house and in the shed and the studio and all of that stuff. Like him and his family saved my life for sure.
All right. You know, just things like that. Like just saying, hey, you know what? I appreciate you. You know, you saw something in me that I ain't seeing myself.
Oh,
And,
I
yeah.
mean,
Oh,
I
for
wouldn't
sure.
be sitting in this chair today
Yeah, not at all.
And that's
doing
important.
anything I'm doing right now if it weren't for those
sure.
moments.
Right. You know, it's a lot of moments, man, that people from sports to teachers to just random people just like
Yep.
giving you that motivation that sometimes, like you said, you need. You need to
Oh,
hear
man.
it, you know.
Especially at a young age, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. At a young age. And and I'm all for how people raise their kids and and I ain't the person that be like, oh, you ain't raised in the survival. Nah, I already know how they gonna be.
So
like,
how
nah,
you-
love on your kids, man.
How you
Love on
felt?
them.
Was it any kids that you felt like was going through certain things at home when you was coaching?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Was it obvious?
That's what I want. Like
Yeah,
how?
I had a prime example. I'll give you a example. I had a kid coming to school, turn up. I'm talking about just running the hallways, just in and out of the class. He's always getting put out. Mr. Parrish, go get him, cause he's wilding. He's doing this, he's doing that.
Right.
So this particular day, I just said, man, what's up, yo? Like, what's going on? That man looked me in my face and said, Coach, this the only time I get to be a kid. Because when I leave out there, I got to watch all my sisters and brothers, and I don't know if my mama coming home tonight. That junk was
That's
like,
real.
you know what?
You
What can
dealing with
say?
something, right? You really dealing with something.
You know what I'm saying? So when he get to school, I can be a kid, but at 2:45, you got to be a grown man.
And
At
hold
14.
down the household, right?
You got to make sure you get your little sisters and them off the bus. You got to make sure they eat. You got to make sure, because you live in a neighborhood that's wild, so you walking through, they know who you are. You never know you never know what kids are going through.
For sure.
And that be the thing that everybody has a story, and you just never know. You should never neglect a kid.
And you shouldn't judge them because you
should
don't know
never
what
judge
what led them to be this person that they are today.
Right.
Absolutely.
And you'll be surprised what a little bit of love and encouragement will change that person
Absolutely.
who they could become after they get a little bit of that.
Now, don't get me wrong. There's some badass kids out
For
here.
sure.
Yeah,
For sure. But a
Yeah.
lot of them are bad because
Yeah.
they're neglected in some sort of way.
And
Yeah.
don't think just because it's a 2-parent household that kid supposed to be in a good situation. Just because mom and dad there don't mean that's household
toxic,
is good.
yeah.
That household could still be toxic where so much stuff happens.
I had 2 adults, and they weren't. in my,
I had some guardians that were people that
they was in
older.
there. I had a house full of adults. So it was like 8, 9 of us in there.
But
But
just because it's adults in the house
shit
don't
wasn't
mean
great.
it's
It
some,
got to be intentional for sure.
There's some parenting going on in here.
Oh,
yeah.
for sure,
So
yeah.
you got one parent that's doing more than 2 parents.
All
you know
the
what I'm
time.
saying? You know,
I feel like they care. I feel like now in the world they care so much more about the kids. Like I feel like a lot when we was growing up, it kind of was everything was like you be alright.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
go outside, stay outside, drink some water out the water hose. Just you be
they
alright.
don't play that whole.
So that was the whole approach. It wasn't like,
the soft.
it's
parenting
softer
is-
now. But it's
but
a
it's more
good thing.
caring though. It's
Yeah.
more caring. Like I'm caring about your mental. I'm caring about like
Mental
nobody
health
asked
wasn't
me-
even discussed. Like,
At all.
We
You
was
be alright.
depressed and didn't even know. I didn't even really
Yeah.
hear about depression for real.
Not at all.
Oh yeah. So when you see the people like promoting soft parenting, I get it, but I also look at it from it has to be a balance. Now you ain't got to physically abuse your kid, but I do think it's some type of discipline that you got to put in the world because at the end of the day, it's some stuff that you just can't do regardless. You know what I'm saying? So you do got to instill something in them kids early.
You got to know your kid. You got to know
your
what
kid,
they're going to
too.
respond to.
Yeah.
And
And
whatever.
Every kid is different.
Every
Yeah,
kid is
it's the
different.
carrot or the stick.
You know, sometimes just asking them, well, why did you do that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That might work.
I mean,
And
you're
then
not gonna
some
be a
might
good
just not be
parent on
listening,
accident.
like, yeah.
I'll tell
People
you
don't
that.
talk to their
Yeah, not
kids
at all.
either.
You're not gonna be a good parent on
It's
accident.
always like, what'd you do at school today?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, did you learn anything? Like, how about you ask them what their experience was
what
like?
happened
Like,
there, yeah.
like what? Who pissed who off? Like,
What's the gossip?
Why
What's
you
the
develop?
Why
Why
you
you gotta
feelings
develop
hurt
a
right now?
person?
The girl tore up your note in class and she don't like you. Like,
Yup.
let's talk about all of the things
Right.
that's important.
There you go. And that's
Now I
big.
can understand why you're in a bad mood, and now I can understand
Exactly.
why you're depressed or sad or you slammed the door. Not just gonna come in here and start screaming at you because you slammed the door. Like, what's going on?
Yeah, but it also comes back to when people say, like, these, growing boys need their father because it's like that conversation
important.
that, like you just said, first little crush. Now I done seen her kiss.
That'll tear you.
Kiss
That'll
Mike
tear
around
you
her-
up, boy.
Tear you up. You don't know what's going on. Like,
That'll
why do
break
I
your
feel
heart.
like
I
I
never
want to
had my heart broke so bad than when I was like 7, 9,
Oh,
8,
man.
8,
Oh,
9
man.
years old.
Oh,
Oh
man,
man,
you
it hurts so bad.
kissing him? Oh,
I'm just in the room.
You
just-
want me to choke
I
all
wanna
y'all?
die.
Okay.
This
They
is
said they
terrible.
took
What
my-
you want me to do?
They went in the bushes,
man.
huh? What happened over there?
They did what in the bushes?
Yeah,
Man.
Not my
tears.
girl.
Not tears. I'm going home.
We just walk hand in
And
hand.
my mama don't love me.
Oh,
Take
man.
me away.
Yo,
Hey, real
so yeah,
bad.
you having those conversations early is from a kid to learn certain things because I would say this. My mother, I love my mother to death. Everybody knows that me and my mom, that's my dog. Growing up, we bump heads. I'm a boy. Mom don't play that shit. Like she don't.
Right.
But now that I'm older, we good. But I always said my mother could never probably teach me how to love a woman like I'm gonna love my mother. That's just never gonna happen. She can teach me how to respect and give compliments and be
Right.
respectful. But to actually love a woman from a man's point of view, it's just some stuff my mother can't teach me.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So it things like that I wanted to ask questions to my dad, like, yo, why do I feel like she not talking to me? Like, why I like this girl so much? Or is this different
Right.
thing that you didn't get the answer to that you had to learn on your own?
Oh, for sure.
You had to learn on your own. You know what I'm saying? So those are the things that when you do have a child, and especially being a father to a little boy, is like making sure.
Oh, I love it so
Yeah.
much. I can't wait till he gets
Oh,
old
man.
enough to where I can talk to him.
Like,
and,
had a conversation. He's stressed out walking in, dragging his coat. What's wrong with you?
I can't wait.
Hey,
Hey.
Papa Squat.
Papa Squad, let's
Yeah.
talk for a
So-
second. I've been there before. But to have that, I've been there before, I'm going to give you the real.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
got
saying?
it.
That's
Yeah,
something
for
that
This
you
is
wanna
how
hear.
this gonna play
This is how
out.
this going to play out. I'm going to tell you, listen to your
Yeah,
dad.
trust me.
Trust your
it
dad.
hurts today, you be all right in a
Nah,
week.
yeah,
Yeah.
you
No big
good.
deal.
But those are things that, like I say, it does wonder when the father is around. And, and like you say, sometimes you just can't respect a man that don't take care of his son or his kids.
Oh, not at all.
Especially when the
It's no
opportunity
excuse.
right there.
I don't
It's
care
no
what
excuse.
happened. Yeah, it's no
You know what I'm
excuse not to
saying?
take care
no
of your
excuse.
kids.
So,
There's no excuse.
Yeah.
And
Neil.
I some stuff I just won't understand. And
Any parent that don't take care of their kids. Not
Yeah,
just
it's
men get a
yours.
bad rep. There's moms out there that don't take care
man,
of
some
their
bad
kids
mothers
too.
out here.
I'm not trying to shit on women. I love women, obviously,
Absolutely.
but obviously my situation, like I always heard the dad, but
Yeah.
my mom left me
Yeah, your
like
dad-
straight
you
out
was-
the gate.
yeah.
Yeah. Pew.
My dad at least like didn't send me to foster care.
Yeah.
Like, he
so
didn't do the
the
best
first thing
job,
because the first
They
thing
dropped
that
the ball
people
on
would
me.
have been worse.
I went straight in there to foster care. They just dropped the ball completely. Kid,
Yeah. Oh man, yeah. Don't want it because, like you said, it be some. It
didn't even
be
care
babies
about
raising
that at all.
babies. That's saying it true. That's saying it true.
or
Babies
the
raising
street, like the
babies.
street, like the neighborhood that you hanging out in. Like I always hung out with older kids, so like all the knowledge that I had was from
Yeah.
the shit that they learned.
Yeah.
And they like 16, I'm
Oh,
13. It's like, damn, I'm learning
Yeah.
a lot real fast about things I probably should have gradually learned.
Oh
about.
yeah, grow
You
real
just
fast.
Immediately,
Because
you
the
an
parent
adult.
is a buffer to what
Yeah.
is a filter through what goes to their kids. So if you don't have no filter, you got no parent, you got anything can come at you. Like you don't know.
I'm seeing it all.
Right.
Oh, yeah,
ran fast.
because you'll learn some silly shit in the streets.
Oh, man.
Prime example, that goddamn cancer paper in the damn Black and Mild that y'all told me if I take that out,
Cancer gone.
cancer
Now
gone.
I got cancer.
Cancer gone.
Like, I can't believe y'all was out here giving that up. So yeah, man, that's what's up, yo. I definitely appreciate it because my mind was going crazy for the last couple of weeks.
Now, I
But
get
makes
it, man.
sense.
If you,
It
like I
makes
said,
sense.
for sure.
you know you could call me, but I've been through it and I've had those same exact feelings, and I
Yeah.
think it's very normal. And you know, those are the things that help me kind of get through it.
Absolutely, man.
On a lighter note, this pretty therapeutic podcast. We're heading to DC this weekend. Got a brunch coming up.
Yeah,
Very
man.
excited about that.
Kitchen Cray, Virginia.
Shout out to Kitchen Cray. Shout out to Chef JR, the owner of Kitchen Cray.
Absolutely, man.
We're working on putting together another tour this year. I've done them the last 2 years. Just something I like to do. It's not the most financially rewarding thing, but I love the kitchen environment, and I don't necessarily want to work in the kitchen
Yeah.
on a consistent basis, but I get a little taste of owning a restaurant by
Right.
popping in and kind of doing my thing, and then being able to go back and doing what I'm doing.
And people get to come see you too
Right,
as well.
it's awesome. I love it.
It's open
So-
gym. That's all.
Yeah.
Open gym. Get your shots up.
That's it.
That's all it is, man. You
Sharpen
know, when
that
you
sword.
when you're a baller, that you need that open gym time sometimes. Ain't
Got
nothing wrong with
to.
that. Ain't nothing wrong with that at all,
And
man.
so we're doing that this weekend. Gonna shoot some content in
Absolutely,
DC.
man.
Little vlog. You can
Vlogging.
expect that on the way.
Yes.
We got another cooking challenge coming up. We got Jamel on the couch, two-time MVP,
Two-time champ
reigning
right here.
champion.
yeah, man.
Boy,
Two-time
cheating.
champ.
Cheating.
He been
But you know
cheating.
what?
Cheating.
He a
Hating.
little cheating.
That was
Haters.
A
cheating.
little cheating.
How is that cheating?
Using my
content.
recipes.
Yeah, definitely cheating, but it was great
That's all right.
content.
I might ban that.
Everything,
good.
everything you make will be a little bit of something that you done got from him.
It's not
Nah,
the
your joint
recipe to the T.
Right, to the T.
The recipe.
You said make the best
He said,
wings. I
"I'm
make the
trying
best
to
wings.
win."
What do you want me to do? Say we're not
Right.
gonna make the best wing. I'm gonna go get the second best wings out
No,
there and see if they win.
Well, we got the
That makes sense.
spaghetti cook-off on the way. I'm
Yeah,
excited to
spaghetti
see who
cook-off.
wins that. We got a lot of competitions and stuff for the second channel or the
Content.
Make It Happen Media channel. We got to stop calling it the second channel. It feels like it's like the
Yeah.
Make it happen media.
Make it happen, media people. If
I
you
don't
have
feel like
not
that's just-
subscribed yet,
It is the
please.
second channel, though.
It's the second
Please,
channel.
yeah, they
It would
here
be
now.
third channel. We would like the 10th channel.
You know,
We got to shoot something for the ninth channel.
absolutely.
Channel coming up Monday.
But if y'all haven't subscribed, please do. A lot of content, a lot of stuff is coming.
Yeah, leave
our
us some
way.
comments. Let us know how you feel about the
Absolutely,
podcast.
man.
I got a lot of dope guests on the way. Cord in the Kitchen is coming. Eat with Zoe is coming. I'm going to have Kimmy's Creations on the podcast.
Yes, sir.
Smoking and Grilling with AB's on the way. Let us know who else you want to see. I'm going to have them all on here. Southern Vibing's coming. It's a bunch of people on the way. We're going to have a great atmosphere for kind of like just having a conversation, sharing my platform with people, allowing them to kind of open up. Maybe they don't want to talk about how their parents didn't want to raise
you
them,
know.
but maybe they
Maybe it'll be a little
Hey.
nicer. Yeah, yeah.
Well, maybe they do though, and I think that in the content creator world where we're focused on food and posting the things that we create, you know, people may want to connect with us and learn a little bit more about us and what got us here. And I think that this is the best setting to do that.
Right.
So I'm excited to have people on here, have more conversations with them. Let us know in the comments who else you want to see, and I think that's a good time to wrap it up. See you next week.
Yeah, next week.
Nobody gave me this, I had to make